And welcome. This is Rocky coming to you this glorious Thursday. Today is the 7th of May, 2026. I believe it's our 8th episode. I'm losing count already. 8 episodes of the Real Rocky podcast coming to you from the Comcast studio in Norwich, Connecticut. How you doing? Until a few days ago, a few evenings ago, we still had the heat on. That's New England, I guess. We should be on Facebook Live right now. We're still working things out. Ellen here, who's very proficient. They're getting all the bugs. Eventually, you'll be able to call in. I believe you might even try now, 860-889-1728. The number's on the screen. Eventually, we'll have some political candidates. You can call in and ask questions. It's all in the works. We'll be on YouTube, don't worry. But the importance as to why we're doing all this is to bring forth a message of we the people. We saw a Korean War veteran. We saw Marsha Wilburn, who ran for office last November. We're bringing in people to bring you some different aspect. Of course, the first guest was Lee Elsey himself. Different aspect of the fiber of our society. And the main trust is to be the fact that our elected representative are not representing us at all. At all. It cannot be that the elected official in Hartford, whether it be state representative or state senators, the governor, it cannot be that they don't know that the people are not happy. It cannot. They know we're not happy. They don't care. It cannot be that in Washington, D.C., I don't care what party, I don't care what age, I don't care who they are. It cannot be that they believe they're doing a great job. They're not. They're not doing a job at all. They're focusing their energy on lobbyists, on getting contributions to retain power and do that which we don't want, don't need. Gasoline is almost $5 a gallon. Of course, it's not a simple answer, but are we happy? I'm not happy. How about you? $4.45, I think. It's over $2 more than just a couple of years ago. A gallon. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. The state of Connecticut charges a percentage of the cost of per gallon of gasoline, which means when the cost goes higher, they get more money. How do you like that? We're paying taxes above taxes upon taxes. You would think that the roads we're driving in would be impeccable, that our services are top-notch. They're not. They're not. What do they do with the money? What are they doing? Where's it going? I think we spoke in one of the previous episodes that state of Connecticut approved a 1% tax on restaurants that would go to advertising for tourism. Well, when they just recently, when they reached $500 million, they took it. Is that even legal? Is it conceivable that the government, the state, or a city breaks the laws? Is it even a thing? Yes. Charter. Oh, but it's in a charter. When they break the charter, nothing happens. How long, how much longer do you suggest we should get this abuse? How much longer? Because, come election time, they'll lie. Vote for me. I'll make Norwich more affordable. And then they waste money. They waste it. Our money. How are you going to make it more affordable? By wasting money? That's your strategy? Anyways, try to call in if you're listening. We're on Facebook Live, 860-889-1728. Maybe it'll work. It's on the screen. 860-889-1728. We'll get started. We'll get warmed up. We're getting warmed up. No hurry. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to mobilize the regular folks, other than Main Street media, who's not doing a job at all, or the newspapers at all. They're not interested. They rather work for the power. The newspapers used to be, for the last couple hundred years, used to be like a little dog yapping at your ankles, calling for your attention, showing how wicked people in power were. Lately, they're part of the problem. And that's why we see a Nick Shirley, which really affected me, 23-year-old, or for that matter, Charlie Kirk, may God rest his soul, who at very young age, he proven he would fill stadium or arenas or colleges by the thousands. Name me one big shot politician that could do this. Come on, name one. Thousands of kids. His message was clear. His message was truthful. He believed in it. There was no dissecting. He believed in what he was preaching. He believed in that message. He believed in answering question. He believed, hey, take a mic, prove me wrong. Thousands of different campuses. So it's just not one event. Thousands of young kids received that message because it was authentic. What we get from our elected official, I don't care who they are, I don't care what party, stop doing this. Oh, but it's Democrats, oh, but it's Republican. Both sides. They're both sides. They've been doing this for decades. They lie through their teeth, and they expect you to just go along. Just go along. Come on. Rocky, don't be a troublemaker. Just go along. That's why I didn't. And I'm persona non grata, if you know what that means. Because I'm not going to go along. I'm not. Are you kidding? On the air for over the last 10 years, from time to time, I say it, and I think I might have mentioned it here. My allegiance is not to a denominational church. It's not. I don't care if you're Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, it don't matter. My allegiance, my heart is is given to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I make no apology. That's what I believe. Not to an institution or a church building or a congregation of some kind. It's not. I choose to go to church, this church or that church. Same token, my allegiance is not to the Republican Party. Are you kidding? It's to the country, to the Constitution, to the Republic, to the law, to the laws, the Constitution of the land. I chose to become Republican 4 years ago. But make no mistake, if they are saying or doing something against the United States Constitution, I don't want part of it. I'm not in. Think what you will. Don't matter to me. Do what you want. Ain't going to change my mind. The United States Constitution for the Republic, one nation, under God. If you're not in with it, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not following. Oh, but Rocky, we're going to lose the midterm. What's the difference? Again, once again, as in the first administration, we have the presidency, the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House of Representatives. And what are they doing? What are they doing? What's the excuse now? Paul Ryan was Speaker of the House the first time around. What did they do? What did they accomplish? Nothing. Then they lost the majority, and now they got the excuse. Well, we lost the majority. When they have the majority, they don't do nothing. They don't accomplish nothing. That's my opinion, folks. My heart is dedicated to love of God and love of country. Country is our neighbors. Country is our families. Country is our kids. Your kids. You want me to be beholden to a party? I said this on the air on 94.9, by the way, every Saturday. Over 350 representatives in Washington, D.C., both Republican and Democrats. A few more Democrats, but still, they voted not to disclose the name of elected representative that have been got in trouble with sexual harassment of any kind, of some kind, for which these employees have been paid to be quiet. Both sides. They voted not to disclose the names. Oh, by the way, that slush fund, it's our money. You see how it works? They get rich. If they get in trouble, we pay for it. Same as in Norwich, Connecticut. This debacle with the closing down the Yantic Fire Department, it's a disgrace. But wait, we're paying for it. We're paying for paid firefighters to sit around next to a camper, next to a fire truck, to cover an area that the brave volunteer Yantic firemen since 1854, I believe it is, or 1847, have been doing it for free. So the cost to Norwich taxpayer is $15 million a year, roughly, to just operate the paid firefighters, 13% of the whole area of Norwich, and the rest, roughly $750,000 a year, for all the volunteer fire department to cover the rest of the city. What does the big shots do? Big shots. City manager, the mayor, the councilmen and women. What do? They shut down Yantic. And we're paying. Oh, but don't worry, it's not $100,000 a month, it's $70,000. You see? You can't make this stuff up. It's only $70,000. As of a week or two ago, they already wasted $179,000. Plus this, plus that, plus that. In other words, wasting money is common in every municipality. Why? Why are they allowed to waste? It's our money. Hey, Rocky, that's the way it is. No, it's not. They're crooks. They are crooks. Stop making excuses. They're crooks. They're either incompetent. Okay, so maybe they're not crooks. They're incompetent. Pick your poison, this big shot says. So you're either crook or incompetent, or both. How long? How much longer can we sustain such a abusive way of leadership? How much longer? How many more millions? Remember 35 years ago or so, the first casino opened up, and then 5 years later, the second casino, and then Keno, and then Lotto, and then this, and then that. Millions upon millions and millions. Where did they go? All those promises. Oh, don't worry. We'll institute legal gambling. Oh, yeah. What happened? Still, the roads are not well taken care of. If you have to go to motor vehicle department, forget about it. It is just not working. And again, I make the example. The United States Postal Service has been in effect since the days of horse and buggies. Remember? Remember old movies? Reminds me of Rin Tin Tin. When I was a kid in Italy, it was in black and white. We always get your shows like 10 years later. They had the stagecoach. They had postal office everywhere. How is it possible that here comes UPS, here comes FedEx, here comes DHL, and they do a better job? They're more efficient. They're more on time. How is it possible? The USPS already had the infrastructure. You see, government is by nature inefficient. Private sector must be more efficient, or they don't succeed. Government, hey, we need more money. We need more money. The more money they make, and the more they splurge. You want more examples? Remember and I'll just be very brief. Remember if you like your doctor, keep your doctor, everybody will be covered, and the premium will go down. How did that work out? They knew it at the time that they were opening their lips, the mouth, moving their lips. They knew it was a lie. They knew it. It became law. How did it work out? How's it doing? How are they doing? How many more examples? Because we don't demand from our elected representative, we don't demand what we should be entitled to demand. We want results. We want results, or you must quit. You're fired. Very simple, you know. You want to fire a crooked or incompetent elected official? Vote him out. But somehow we don't. It should be so easy. Remember when a big shot said, read my lips, no new taxes? Remember, how did that work out? Gets elected, new taxes. They all do it. But Rocky, it's the Democrats. Oh, it's the Republicans. They all do it. It's a scourge. It's a disgrace. Because they don't put your needs, my needs, the elderly, the children ahead of everything. They put their powerful positions. They want to be reelected. They want to hang on to power, even if it doesn't work out for the good of others. When I ran for office, I remember telling Lee Elsey, when I ran for state senate, I said, Lee, if I get elected to state senate, District 19 in Hartford, and within 2-3 months, you see me driving around a Mercedes, you know something went wrong. But it would never happen. Had I been elected, it would never happen. Because some people have propensity to be crooks. They want to, it's about themselves. Don't you know who I am? Instead of being a servant of we the people, they become little tyrants. You should have seen, and please look it up on YouTube, City of Norwich, this 2 days ago, 3 days ago, this past Monday night. They are tyrants. They behave, they mistreat the public. I say this all the time. I don't know if I said it on a Real Rocky podcast. If anybody, a general manager of Stop and Shop, Costco, United Airlines, if they treated their customers with an attitude, with verbiage, they are little tyrants. They would be fired on the spot. They would be fired if they behaved the way these people behave. By the way, the general manager, the city manager of Norwich makes $190,000 a year. Abusive. Unacceptable. Unexcusable. But there they go. They got elected. They're in charge. And hang on to your wallets. Because making Norwich more affordable is just coming soon. You'll see the evidence. You'll see it when they approve the new budget. When they justify new spending. RealRockyPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send me an email. Again, we're just getting situated right now. I believe we are on Facebook Live. I can see it on the laptop. Looking good, Rocky. Pretty soon we'll get more guests, and eventually we'll get other people to get involved or do other channels or do more informations to be spread among the people. I believe this is the only way we have left. Technology is such that here at Comcast, we come in, we record. The lovely Ellen is very nice, very knowledgeable. They got equipment. They are able to put us live. You can see it later, or you can see it on Channel 14, which is public access for the Norwich area. But on Facebook, eventually we'll put on YouTube. The bottom line is, this is the way. How else are we going to share and spread our opinion? The elected official ain't paying attention. They don't care. They don't care. So this is what it is. Please, please get involved. Now with the technology, you can watch the city council meeting from the comfort of your house. Pretty soon, we'll work it out so you can call in. On the radio, Lee Elsey, 4 hours a day, every day. Rocky Radio Show, every Saturday for 2 hours for over 10 years. We have to take advantage, especially when we can promote and share stories that otherwise get forgotten, and they're not, the Elected officials don't want you to know. They don't want you to learn. Pretty soon, believe me, it's going to happen. We're going to record on location. We'll share on location. They're going to spend $4.1 million to make a little park out of a postage stamp type of piece of land downtown Norwich. $4.1 million. What are they building? They're wasting money like we had excesses, instead of realizing a lot of people are hurting. This thing with the gasoline going up, who's it hurting? The working people. People that got to go to work every day. Well, stay tuned, folks. Real Rocky Podcast. We're just getting warmed up. Eventually, with some emails or some question live, we'll get it going. We'll bring more guests and more guests. Maybe we'll get in calls in. We'll figure it out. Some of the guests that I've had on the radio show, they can call in and be part of this podcast. So it's not just Rocky complaining or sharing things. It'll be other people, maybe on a national level. And again, if Nick Shirley, a 23-year-old kid, just a few months back, 120 million views, 23-year-old with an iPhone. What's our excuse? We'll find corruption, I guarantee you. There is no way that these elected officials are on the up and up. No way. We'll find it. Hang in there. There's going to be, there cannot be all this money that they've been diverting from one or the other. It's all legit. It cannot be. We'll find it. We'll share it. Maybe 120 million views. Maybe we have to invite Nick Shirley. There you go. There's an idea. Maybe we'll get a hold of Nick Shirley and see if he wants to come to Norwich. Wouldn't that be fun? I just saw that he had published a video, which is not out yet, but he announced it, that he went to Cuba at 23, maybe he's 23 and a half, 24. He went to Cuba and exposed things. So I think this is the way to go. We're going to have to build it. We're going to have to promote it. We're going to have to be relentless, courageous as we are, as much as we're able. And pretty soon, it's not going to be a secret. Pretty soon, we're going to expose. I have recordings of all City of Norwich council meeting. And of course, it's on YouTube. But the way, if you see how they behave, what they say, how they treat, we're the clients, we're the people, we're paying taxes. A disgrace. Truly a disgrace. And it's not just this mayor or that mayor, it's been going on and on and on. For some reason, once you get elected, you have this, many of them, not all, but many become like, well, don't you know who I am? If you run for office, you, in your heart, you should be willing to serve, not to boss people around. You understand? You wicked little man or little lady, you're wicked. And God knows your heart. Don't you ever forget it. Not Rocky, forget Rocky. God knows your heart. If you're a crook, if you're wicked, nothing is hidden. From us, maybe, but God knows. And if you don't believe, that's your problem. God still knows. I want to say goodbye. I hope we can interact. We can post, we can promote more often and more with more information. We'll have guests, so bring in more information for you to digest, for you to be informed, and for you to support. We need everybody's involvement, especially in a large, fairly good-sized city. You know, some little towns are 5,000 residents. Norwich is pretty big. But look how many people show up at the council. Hardly anybody. Out of 35,000 people, let's make a little quick math. 10% would be 3,500. 1% would be 350. It's probably 0.1%, not even. That's not good. We're going to motivate people. Mark my word. City Council in Norwich will be, all those bleachers will be full of people. Every council. We'll do it. With your help, your cooperation, we'll do it. They got to feel that the will of the people must be obeyed. Until next time, I want to send blessings for the Almighty God to bless you and your families, and of course, that the Almighty God will bless and continue to bless these United States of America. Ciao.